The one story I probably wouldn't want to tell people. I trip and I fall on the. I'm thinking of a few. What one is it?
Shut up. I'm only telling one. It is the worst one. I'm not telling the other ones.
Around other people.
Around other people. It's busy.
What's up, amateur anglers?
I'm Keisha.
And I'm Jayden.
I wanted to say welcome to the Amateur Anglers podcast, where we talk fishing and everything that goes with it. The point of this podcast is to engage new anglers and reignite the spark for those more experienced anglers by bringing them back to the roots of what fishing really is all about. Send us your questions by commenting on the YouTube video or send us a DM on Instagram at nwoutfitters.ca.
Nailed it. Perfect.
Yeah. But back to our busy year. We actually started our busy year in November, I would say, when we went to Mexico for our wedding. Then we headed to Winnipeg a few times, Portage la Prairie, not that exciting, but our daughter had a cheer competition, so that was fun. That was exciting. Not the most exciting place, but it was an exciting trip.
I didn't go. I was back home working. I was plowing ice roads and all that good stuff.
That's true. But I went with the kids, so that was busy, especially with the 1-year-old at the time. He's a little bit older now. What else did we do?
Oh, Vegas. We went to Vegas. Remember that?
Okay, let's go in order, because then we went to Minneapolis in, I believe that was March. That was really actually quite the story that I was going to talk about. It's kind of been a long time since that happened now. My truck broke down when we were driving from Kenora to Minneapolis. It broke down about halfway there. We were about 45 minutes out of Virginia.
Yeah, so to do some background, we live in Kenora. Minneapolis is about an 8-hour drive from us. Obviously, there's an international border in between. So Keisha went to leave for the day, and she mentioned that her truck smelled weird. Like
Jayden got my truck started for me and was packing the truck with our bags so that I could take the baby and the child and his mom on the road trip to Minneapolis. And when I got in, Jayden had already been in the truck, like warming it up, like I said. I got in the truck and I was like, it smells weird. And he's like, oh, it was just in the shop. It's probably just burning off oil.
Yeah, so it's just in the shop. Like sometimes when you bring it into the shop, you start your truck, it smells a little weird for a second because maybe they had grease on like the exhaust pipe or something. I don't know. Whatever. It wasn't too concerning. But she drove, got past the border.
But
she got from Canada into the United States, and then her truck started leaking oil. So it's a place called.
It didn't start there. It was
a place called Virginia. It's one of the largest open pit mines or deepest open pit mines in North America. So check that out. But that's where she broke down, which is about, 3 hours from...
I broke down 40 minutes outside of Virginia, like just before we got into Virginia. I was glad that we were at least somewhat close to a city.
But you were how far away from Minneapolis?
About 3.5.
3? Okay.
3.5 hours away from Minneapolis still. So that was so much fun. So I called, I tried calling Ford Roadside Assistance because I still had the warranty for that. But they wouldn't do anything for me because I bought my vehicle in Canada and I was in the US, which doesn't make sense to me because I thought that it should cover both. But the person, like the customer service person that answered the call was like horrendous to deal with. So maybe that's why, I don't know. But I ended up calling a second time and got someone else, and she was great, but she did tell me, oh, I am sorry, we can't help you because you're in the US and your Ford Roadside Assistance is for Canada. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but okay. So I ended up calling just a different tow truck, and they were great. They were only like 20 minutes away from me, and so they came and picked us up, put the baby seat into the tow truck, and towed my truck to the nearest Ford dealership, which was Lundgren Ford, which I would love to give them a shout out because they were the most amazing people to deal with. They were so helpful, so kind, and I don't know what I would have done without them. So thank you so much, especially Bruce. I believe, yeah, it's Bruce. Such a kind man. So anybody near Lundgren Ford, please go give them your business because they deserve it.
Then we went to Vegas.
After that kerfuffle, we've got it all figured out. And my truck got sorted out. It eventually got towed back to Kenora and fixed up. So we're good to go now. But then only like, what was it? 2 weeks later? Yeah, 2 weeks later, we went to Vegas. It was kind of like a honeymoon, but like not an official honeymoon. It was just like our only getaway after
like
the wedding.
Just by ourselves. So we have
Yeah.
2 children, Carson, who's 8, and Dax, who's 1.
Yeah.
This is the first like getaway that we had together in a really long time, since before Dax was born. And we went with our good friends, Jeremy and Natalie.
Who also got married this past September.
Oh yeah, so it's kind of like a double honeymoon type thing, but not
Kind
really.
of. How Jeremy says, we all just got married.
Yeah.
And we got a few like kind of weird looks, but we knew what he meant. They didn't know what he meant.
That was fun though. Me and Jared, we wore matching shirts for a day, walking around. We got
You
a
guys
lot of
look
comments.
so good.
Yeah, we did. We got a
Yeah.
lot of comments about that. That was fun.
Yeah. Everyone on the street was like, dude, I love your shirts. Like, it was really cool.
We're like,
actually.
we're together.
I know. It's cute. And then me and Natalie were just like strolling behind you guys, the cute couple in the matching shirts. We got home from Vegas. Like, Vegas was so much fun. We were there for St. Patty's Day. It was a very quick trip, but it was very busy.
Yeah, we didn't get
We
to
didn't
relax.
stop like at all the whole time because we were only there for 2 full days.
I
So,
also didn't feel like I got to see everything. Like
Definitely
everyone's
not.
like, "Oh, you go to Vegas for 2 or 3 days and you're good. That's all you need."
Yeah,
for me,
not at
I was like,
all.
I could have been there for a week and
yeah,
loved it.
definitely. There's so much there. It's such a cool experience going to Vegas. So I would definitely go back.
We're not like booze hounds or anything.
No, we
Like-
didn't go to any clubs. We didn't go to any parties, but we went to a comedy club. I guess that's a club.
Yeah, but like the highlight,
It's still a little different.
that was actually kind of shitty. But we
It
went.
was terrible.
Yeah. Anyways, we went to
Yeah.
Top Golf.
That was
which
the most fun part.
was
of the
probably
trip.
the highlight. And then also in the background of it, like where you're shooting onto, is the whole Las Vegas Strip with all the hotels, and that was the coolest part for me.
That was really cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was probably everyone's highlight,
Yeah.
I think.
So yeah, stuff like that, like just walking around and seeing everything. It's massive. You've got the
Wow.
main strip, and then you've got that Fremont Street.
Fremont
and
Street
there's
was so cool.
so much. We only went one way on the actual strip, and we didn't even go at night. It was just during the day.
Yeah, we stayed at the Link, which was basically like center of the strip. So it was really cool because we got to see a lot because of where we were staying. So it was nice. We walked one direction all the way to, what was it?
MGM Grand.
Which is where Top Golf is. So we walked
Yeah, it's on the
that
back
whole
side.
direction on the first day that we were there. So that was really cool. The second day, we didn't make it quite as far, but we went the opposite direction and still saw quite a bit. So that was really, really fun. And yeah, I will definitely go back.
Yeah, we do want to.
Yeah. And then after Vegas, we had a little bit of time at home and then we had to head to Edmonton. So this is the first cheer competition that Jayden was able to attend because it was after his ice season, ice castle season, where you're busy and you can't really get away.
Yep.
So that was really good. We went to Edmonton. Our daughter did great at her competition. She got third. And
That was cool. We
then-
spent like half the weekend at the West Edmonton Mall.
The tough part though is like because we were driving and Edmonton's it was 16 hours away.
16 or 18.
Yeah, I think
18?
it was it was 16.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it's a long drive. But with the baby, who's also teething at the time, he would not have done well being stuck in a car all day. So what we did instead was we drove through the night. So we planned it. We left the night before we had to be there. And we drove all through the night and got there at, what was it, like 10 in the morning?
No, earlier. It was like 8 in the morning that we got there.
Yeah.
planned. Like, we wanted to drive throughout the night so we would sleep throughout it, and then he wouldn't be freaking
Because then he could run around when he was awake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was just tough. Like, it was fine. It worked out just like we planned. But it was hard on us, especially you. But I did do my own share of driving as well.
The next weekend, or next week, I think, is when I went to Saskatoon, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later? Yeah, so I drove all the way home, and then I drove, like, pretty well the whole way back just by myself. Went to work for a little meeting for Whitetail Supply. That was cool.
Really cool.
Got some new products coming out, so that'll be fun.
And some other exciting things, but you can talk about that later.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that when we're ready. So aside from the crazy year we've had, let's talk about something else.
Yeah,
That's just kind of what we've been up to, and we've been taking it easy since we got home.
We've been busy, so there has been a hiatus, as well as Dax is not going to bed. This is the first time we've actually had him go to bed in, like, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
By himself, like, just us after, what time is it, 10?
Yeah, he's been needing mom lately a lot, so
we've been trying to do it. It just hasn't worked out because, babies and stuff.
Yeah, and he's number one, so
this
comes after that. But I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're back.
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
This is my favorite part.
The fishing stuff.
Jayden, what's the most embarrassing fishing story that you have? It doesn't have to be about the fish, but, like, while you're out fishing.
Like a story while I'm fishing?
Yeah. Most embarrassing.
Most embarrassing? Like, the one story I probably wouldn't want to tell people?
Yeah. You're about to tell it.
How convenient.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot. The one that's coming to my head, though, like, off the top is I fell in the lake once, like, off the boat.
With customers?
No. So we were fishing in a tournament. Like, me and an old tournament partner, we were fishing in the tournament, and we were pretty new to it. Like, this is our first year fishing tournaments together, and it's in Bassin for bucks and Soonarrows. If you've ever been to Soonarrows, it's like one of the most beautiful places in the world, in my opinion. Anyways, we were fishing in the tournament. I think it was the first day, and we had found, like, an awesome school of fish that we started on. Instantly, my partner catches a fish. It jumps up to the surface. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's giant. So I go down, I run, grab the net, and as I'm going up, I'm fishing on the back deck, and as I'm running towards the front deck, I trip and I fall on the steps, and
How do you fall off from that, though?
I don't know. And I think no, I didn't fall off from doing that. I'm just trying to remember it now. So I tripped and I fell, and I kind of landed on the gunnel of the boat, and it's such a big fish that I really want to get it in the net, obviously. So I'm like, I can't remember. I think he had it on the surface, and it was just kind of flailing around, and I'm like leaning half off the gunnel of the boat, and I'm like lunging at this thing, and it's like, when it's just like 2 more inches that you need to go to get the thing, like whatever it may be, if you're reaching and you fall off a chair, like just 2 more inches, or a ladder. Don't ever lean on a ladder. But when you're leaning, I went to go push that extra 2 inches, and I just slid right off the front of the boat. I ended up stabbing the fish off, like right off of his hook. I think I broke his line. And yeah, so I lost the net, like completely lost that, because I just tried to get back in the boat. It was also the fall, so it's cold, and my bibs were wet, all of my rain gear, all my clothes, so I just hung my sweater and everything off the back of the boat on the talons and the motor, and I fished half naked in an extra pair of bibs the rest of the day. There's a picture too. If I find it, come to the YouTube channel. I'm going to put it right here, and I'll show you.
We'll be able to find it.
My half naked, embarrassing photo after falling in the lake.
I think I have it somewhere on my phone.
I have it on mine.
Yeah, all right, we'll find it. We'll show you. If you're watching on YouTube, check it out. If you're not, go to YouTube, because you're going to want to see it. It's really cute. That's really not actually that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty calm and collected. I don't have a whole lot of embarrassing moments where I'm freaking out and do something stupid.
Mine's really bad.
Mine's
so much worse.
Yeah, I haven't done anything Yeah, that would probably be it. Like, I've never hit a rock. I've never, like, I don't know. I've never done anything that I wasn't proud of with other people or by myself. Whatever. There was one time, actually, me and Sean, good buddy Sean, we fished the KBI together. We were pre-fishing for the KBI one time, just idling through a bay, and just kind of like whatever. All of a sudden, poof, we're up on a rock. This thing isn't marked on the map, so we go to like back off of it. No dice. And like, if you were to like imagine a boat hitting a rock and like getting stuck on top and then just like turning over, that's exactly what happened. So we took the next like hour and a half trying to push it off. And
you said you didn't ever hit a rock or anything like that.
Yeah, so like not my motor, but I mean the boat itself got stuck on a rock, but I was going only like 2 miles an hour.
Okay.
Anyways, that's semi-embarrassing too.
Yeah.
What's yours? I'm thinking of a few. What one is it?
Shut up. I'm only telling one. It is the worst one. I'm not telling the other ones. So, when I was pregnant, Jayden and I fished the bronzeback together. I was very pregnant. I was like...
What happened in the bronzeback?
I'm about to tell you. Oh, yeah. How convenient. Yeah, so, like I said, I was pretty pregnant, okay? So when you're pregnant, further along in your pregnancy, you have to pee all the time. And when you have to pee all the time and you're in the boat and you're
around other people,
it's busy. You can't just, you could stick your ass off the boat. Sorry, your butt off the boat. Should I say that instead? Oh, we've got a visitor.
Say whatever you want.
Hi, Rusty. You could if you wanted to, and I bet you if I wasn't pregnant, I probably would have done that because I could be quick. But when I'm pregnant, my belly is huge. It's really awkward to... Okay, stop. Just please. When you're very pregnant and your belly's giant, it's kind of awkward to like hold yourself and hang off of the boat because, I don't know, you just can't move as easily. So instead of doing that in front of everyone and trying to be quick, because I knew I would have taken quite a while to, stick my ass off the boat, go pee, and then get back in the boat and pull my pants up and everything, I decided to try one of those fancy little things. I don't know, it's like this. It's like I think it's called a shiwi. It's called a
shiwi.
I've had it for a long time and I never tried it. I was like, you know what? This is the time. Yep. I'm going to need this. I'm going to bring it on the boat. And so I did. So I remembered I had that and I decided to give it a try.
She got it as a gift from her mother.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Anyways, I decided to give it a try. And like I said, I had to pee really bad. So I tried this thing out and I kind of like tried to maneuver myself so that I could aim off the boat. First of all, I've never done this before, right? Like, I don't have a penis. I don't know.
Pee-pee. You don't have a pee-pee.
Sorry, I don't have a pee-pee. I don't know how to aim. And so I was trying my hardest. And then what happened was I had to pee really bad and the little funnel goes to a very narrow spout very quickly. And because I had to pee really bad, being pregnant, and been holding my pee for a long time, trying to figure out how I was going to do this, a lot of pee was coming out very quickly. And it overflowed.
You were pushing too hard.
I wasn't pushing at all. I was just pregnant and had to pee so bad. So I wasn't pushing, but when I started to pee, it came out really fast.
It backed up.
It backed up in the funnel, shiwi thing, and it got into my shorts and my sweatpants that I was wearing over top of my shorts, and Yeah, anyways, so then I didn't have any other extra pants and none of Jayden's fit me at the time. So I had to fish the rest of the day with my pants that I technically peed in. So that was really fun.
And that was it? That was your embarrassing moment?
Yeah,
you peed your pants. It's
I would
fine.
say that's pretty embarrassing.
You peed your pants. It's fine.
Like, I don't think anybody knew, but except for Jayden, of course. But I don't think anybody else knew. But I didn't want to be around anyone at weigh-ins because I'm like, I probably smell like pee. So I was super embarrassed, and I couldn't. Like, the thing is,
Was that the day it was raining?
yeah, and like the thing is, I normally would have like just jumped in the lake or stuck my legs off of the boat or something to like rinse my shorts, but like I said, once again, I was pregnant and I couldn't hang myself off the boat far enough to do that. So I was just like, there was nothing I could do. I didn't have any other extra clothes.
Just
so
kept pushing.
I wasn't pushing.
Obviously.
Jayden!
You have to push like a little bit. Like, it's not just like it comes out without you pushing. You have to.
No, I wasn't pushing. It was
consciously try to
Jayden,
pee.
that's not how that. No, I wasn't pushing, but it came out and it got all over me. So that's my embarrassing fishing story.
There's
I
more.
don't know why I told that, but
There's more.
no, we're not telling it. We're not telling anything else. That's it. Okay, questions.
Okay, I'm not going to look because you said that I'm better at answering questions if I don't know them.
That's right. So mind your business.
Okay, so
Okay.
these are all for me? Like,
I think so.
Like,
yeah.
none of them pertain to you? You don't have any insight
I'll
on
let
these
you
questions?
know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
So these questions, first of all, these ones are about bass.
Okay. I've been bass fishing a lot lately. In the past week, I actually went 2 times, which is a record so far this year.
Okay, these are the questions.
So I should be okay at this.
Oh my god, Jayden.
Okay, go.
What are your 3 favorite baits for bass fishing?
This is like a speed round thing.
Yeah.
My 3.
Don't mumble.
Like, should I
Ramble, I meant to say.
should I elaborate on them?
Briefly.
Okay, so first is a drop shot. I seem to be making every video lately with a drop shot.
Yeah, you do like
teaching
those.
people how to tie it. Just catches fish. Secondly, I would say is a marabou hair jig. I think,
The ones that we tied?
yeah, like we tie them ourselves. Just a really nice little... there's a toss-up. Can I do 4?
No.
Okay, so the marabou hair jig would be number 2. Great pre-spawn and post-spawn bait. As you get into the fall, though, this is my favorite time of the year to fish. My absolute favorite bait would be like, it's just a jig head minnow. So that could be any jig head you want. I usually use like a 3/8 ounce with a minnow style bait. I prefer the Z-Man one because it floats, so it has like silicone in the plastic, which makes it float, hangs horizontally. So if you kill it, it like will hang naturally flat. That's a big difference in getting bites, in my opinion. But that would be my favorite, is a jig head minnow.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Number 2. How to catch bass. Wow.
How to catch bass?
I sound like you. How do you catch bass in the summer?
That's loaded.
Yeah, but just do your best. Quick round. Yeah.
Summertime bass fishing, you can catch them in summary all over the place. You can catch them up in the shallowest water that you can throw a bait at, in the weeds. You can catch them chasing bait off the bank. You can catch them on deep rock structure, in trees, pretty well anywhere. That's it. You can catch them anywhere in the summer.
Okay, thank you, Jayden.
They're all over. They're not as congregated. They're more spread out, but they're all over.
What's your number 1 bass fishing tip for beginners?
For beginners, bass fishing tip. I'm not going to say like a bait or anything, just like, I'm trying to think of like
Okay, to narrow it down, I mean like a beginner, someone that's they're in a boat though, like not fishing from shore, like in a boat in this area anyways. I know it's different depending on where you are, but
when I envision a beginner, like obviously, yes, you can be older and you can be just getting into fishing. You can have a friend with a boat or whatever. But for me, when I was a kid, it was always like from the shore. Like I didn't have access to a boat all the time. So that's what I want to base my answer off of. Okay. My best advice for somebody who's just getting into fishing for bass, who wants to catch more bass, is just to spend more time on the water. Put yourself in more situations, whether that be like one of the biggest reasons why I think tournaments help me so much to become a better angler is because it forces you to fish when the weather maybe not be exactly what you want it to be. It might not be a sunny, a flat, calm day. It can be very windy some days and it can be rainy. So if you have a really windy, rainy day, don't shy away from going fishing just to try and learn. Like obviously you can't throw like a topwater when it's windy. If that's your favorite bait starting out, a topwater bait's great for bass fishing in the summer. But if you were just starting out with a super windy day or a rainy day, obviously it's not going to be nearly as effective. So you got to try some other baits out. You have to try moving around and really try to find the fish. And those situations of fishing every single day at any moment that you can will help you become a better fisherman, period.
Okay, thank you. And now we're on to walleye. What's the best walleye fishing techniques?
Walleye fishing techniques, like in terms of catching numbers of fish, obviously.
Like eaters.
Yeah, so numbers of fish would be eaters for me. If you're wanting to catch eaters, like live bait obviously does the trick. So a drop shot, like I mentioned for bass, is one of my favorite baits. Drop shot's great for everything. So you can put a minnow on a drop shot, a leech, you can even use a worm. But the other thing that doesn't get talked about a whole lot would be like if you're fishing a little bit shallower, let's say, is a slip bobber. So if you're fishing around a weed bed or a shallower mud flat, if you use a slip bobber, which is you put a bobber stop on your line with a bobber down to a hook with a weight on it, and then your live bait, and it hangs from the surface with the bobber. It's a great way to get kids into fishing too. That would be...
I have never once in my lifetime of knowing you seen you use a bobber.
Yeah, I don't do it because I'm lazy and I don't care that much about walleyes as much as maybe some other people do. But
just wanted to make sure that
use live bait to catch more walleye. It's more expensive, but it's worth it if you want to catch like a bunch.
It's really not that bad though.
It can be if you're using minnows, so that's why I recommend leeches if you can.
Are they cheaper?
Yeah, and you don't go through them as much. Like, you buy a dozen for the same price, but a dozen leeches will last you. Too. Yeah, like a dozen leeches will last you 25, 30 fish, 40 fish. A dozen minnows will last you sometimes 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Next question. How to catch fish from shore if you don't have access to a boat? I know you kind of briefly went on this one already, but...
Yeah, so catching fish from shore, like if you have, let's say, one rod, let's say it's like a spinning rod, a 7-foot spinning rod. That's pretty standard. It could be any length. Doesn't really matter. There's 3 columns of the water that you want to focus on. So I would start off, top water doesn't work through all times of the year. It doesn't work like... For say right now, it doesn't work very well when the water temperature is colder. Same with the late fall, it won't work. But throughout the midsummer, a topwater bait like a popper is great. The second thing you want to focus on is the middle of the water column. So something that you can cast out there and you can reel it back to cover the middle column of the water. You can reel it faster, so it's a little closer to the surface if you're in shallow water, or if you're in a little bit deeper water, you can reel it slower and cover more of that bottom ground. I would say like a spy bait I use all the time. That's my new favorite bait for that. They are expensive and pike do tend to bite them off because they're a nice little package. But another one would be like a MEP spinner or a spinner bait. Is a great way to cover that middle of the water column type area. And then The bottom, use a jig. So my favorite for this is a Ned rig. You can also use a drop shot. It does play into that. You throw it out, cast it, let it hit the bottom, and you just kind of work it back, drag it around, make it look like a little minnow or a crayfish on the bottom, whatever bait you're using. But I would focus on those three things: is the top, the middle, and the bottom.
Okay. What is the best time of the year to fish for walleye?
The best time or my favorite time?
You can say both.
I think every time's the best time to fish for walleye. Like it's not like
open.
yeah, like it's not like it's better at any other time. Sometimes like
it's really good in the winter too.
Yeah, they congregate more maybe in the spring or the fall, but if you are having a tough time finding them, it's because they're all together. So if you do find them, it's great. If not, it can be pretty tough sometimes. So I think like as long as you are on top of how they're moving, you can catch a bunch of fish any time of the year. So any time is the best. My favorite time is the middle of the summer though, like middle of July, when they're here on Lake of the Woods. They're out on rock structures in 25 to 35 feet, and they're very easy to catch. They're very easy to see on electronics, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I like fishing that way, so I like to catch them like that. Midsummer walleyes, my favorite, best time.
Okay, thank you. And this one you kind of went over in your other questions or the other answers you've just done, but top 3 walleye baits. So Ned rig, drop shot with a minnow.
Yeah, so like 3 best walleye baits would definitely be a drop shot.
With a live minnow on it.
With a live minnow or a leech, live bait. Mm-hmm. Second one would be, I would say, that slip bobber like I was talking about with a live. It's just another way of attacking it. So it's like a shallow water thing. A drop shot would probably be more of a deeper water thing.
You should stop talking about something that you never do. I'm talking about your top 3.
Ask Sean about it.
Walleye
You'll be doing
baits.
it on the weekend.
All right.
The other thing, like the top 3, so the third one would be just like a jig and a minnow, probably. I find situations like when I'm guiding in the summer, let's say I have 4 people in the boat, I'll give 2 a drop shot and 2 a jig. Most of the time it's that drop shot that gets the majority of the fish, and then I'll switch everybody over. But sometimes it's the jig, and the drop shot doesn't work that well. Just any given day, it's kind of random. And it might just be for the morning, and then things switch over again for the afternoon where fish prefer a drop shot. But sometimes you always have to keep it in your arsenal, a jig with a minnow. Always.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna thank you for those answers, Jayden.
I'm going to add one. This is a bonus one. Color doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
If you think changing from orange to pink, pink to gold to straight lead is going to make a difference of whether a fish that is seeing your bait is going to bite it or not, you're crazy.
Jayden's hot take of year number 2.
And people roast me for that all the time. I see it all the time. It's not the color. You need to change your presentation. So take it from a jig to a drop shot, like I said. Or, I don't know, troll over them with like a reaction bait. Put a plastic on that jig that you're using. The color doesn't matter. Put a plastic on it and be more aggressive with it. Change your presentation. Change the way that you're working it. Change anything but the color, because the color is the last thing that you should look at. And there's people that'll say like, oh, I did the color change, buddy was catching them on purple right next to me and I couldn't catch anything on pink. I switched to purple and I was catching them just as well as he was.
You probably did something else different too.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Jayden. We're gonna change the topic now. Okay. You can calm down. We are currently looking for a couple more people to add to our group of let me retry that.
Yeah, we got a group now. We got a pro staff group.
We're looking for a couple more people to add to our pro staff team at Whitetail Supply Co.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, Jayden.
So Whitetail Supply Co., if you've never heard of it, is my deer feed company. So we offer deer feed, supplements, and attractants for hunters who are looking to attract more deer in and feed them. It's really good for people who care about the deer that they're hunting for. So it's a commitment to growing them by feeding them the best possible feed.
We're looking for more pro staff to kind of help grow the business and get it out there on social media. That's the main point of it. It's great that we have some people reaching out, but we're looking for a pretty specific person.
Yeah.
We have found a few, but we are looking for someone who has somewhat of a social media presence and someone that posts a lot and gets a lot of traction on their videos and photos, because that's what's going to get us
we're looking for some more exposure through some people who are let's say you're a person who creates content, you are a hunter, you like hunting. I would love to partner with you to give you some whitetail supply products, and we can do some cool stuff.
So how do they do it? How do they sign up to be a pro staff?
So if you go to the Whitetail Supply Instagram, Whitetail Supply, just DM me there, and I will.
You don't have the form up anymore?
No, I took the form down.
Okay.
We used to have a form for like a pro staff application thing, but it was going to cost some money if I kept it on, so I took it off. Just DM me if you're watching this and you're a hunter, you would like some Whitetail Supply product to try. And you are a content creator, you can do some video for me. I'd love to give you some to try it out and maybe make a video for me. Yeah. So DM me at Whitetail Supply on Instagram, and I would love to send you some.
You don't have to be a huge platform as of right now, but if you're doing a great job and you have potential, we would love to grow with you as well. Yeah,
like even, let's say you have 100 followers, but you make some cool videos. That's perfect.
Yeah, we are looking for more than 100 followers, though.
Yeah, I know
for the most part, unless you're like really good, then we'd be open to it.
If they make cool videos, they're gonna grow, right?
Yeah, that is true, and consistency. That's the thing. Okay, which we are not the greatest at, but anyways, let's continue. Draft, Jayden. We're on to the draft.
We're the draft already.
We're on the draft. We're already on the draft. What are your top 3 places to live if you couldn't live in Kenora?
Okay, so we should back up the draft.
Jayden came up with this. This is his portion of the video. This is his, I don't even know the way.
Yeah, we do a draft.
Blanking. I can't think of any words that I'm trying to think of right now.
If you don't follow sports, a draft, let's say a draft, is when you take the highest potential prospects, which is the answer to our question, and we go in order. So last time I won, and the time before that I think I won too. So I'm going to give her the liberty of taking first pick, just because I feel bad for her, because she did the worst in the regular season of last episode. And I will take second pick. So we'll do 3 each. She's going to go first, I'll go second, so on and so forth. We'll both have 3 answers, and then we'll let you guys decide in the comments of which team we assemble is the best.
Okay. So I'm first?
Yeah, so sorry, what's the question again?
Top 3 places to live if you couldn't live in Kenora.
Okay. Also, she wrote this down and she didn't tell me about it either. So all of mine are off the top of my head.
Come on, this is easy.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not some weird question like what you picked last time. Anyways, okay. I would say I'm going to start off with Cypress, Texas.
Cypress, okay, you need to elaborate on that. Where is Cypress, Texas?
It's just outside of Houston.
And why?
It's like a suburb kind of town.
Okay, so
city.
It's Houston, but a suburb of Houston?
Kind of.
Why?
It's its own city.
Why are you there?
Because I think Texas is super cool, and Houston seems like a beautiful area. It's really nice and warm, which I don't like about Kenora, as it gets freezing cold. I'm sick of it. You are not... I don't know. It's cheaper there for a lot of things. For most things, it's cheaper.
Okay. I'm going to...
And it's I don't know.
I see where you're going with this, so I'm going to take it in... My first pick's going to be this, because I know where you're going to go, so I'm going to do this one. My first pick would be Jupiter, Florida.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, why, Jayden? Why?
It's the golf capital of the world, other than, like, let's say, I don't know, the Masters, Augusta, Georgia. It's like all the pro golfers live there. It's a beautiful place. Great houses. You're pretty close to everything too. So being in that part of Florida, it's north of Miami, so you're close to good fishing for me. It's fairly close to Lake Okeechobee. You know, the Harris Chain, Kissimmee Chain. There's a lot of stuff. Also, out of Miami is south of Miami, I think, is Port Canaveral or whatever it's called, which is where all of the cruise ships. Oh my gosh, where all the cruise ships dock. And I want to take a cruise, so I want to live in Jupiter, Florida, so I can be close to cruises.
Okay.
And golf.
Very nice. Okay, my second pick. Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Yeah.
Why?
I love it there. We have good memories from there. We went on a family trip there. Love it. We'll be going back probably this year.
Maybe.
Or next.
We'll see.
And I don't know. It felt really, really good being there. Like, everything about it. We had such an amazing time, and it just, I don't know, I can't even explain it. We just loved it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And the weather, once again.
Ooh, where would I live? The trend of this is going to be warmer weather, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah, we're sick of the winter. Can you tell?
Like, summer here, love it. Winter's fine, too. I just really don't like the cold, and I've been dealing with it for a long time.
You work in it all day,
Yep. So, where else would I go? I would say, like Havasu, Arizona would be my second one. You got Lake Havasu right there. You've got the old London Bridge that goes across the river or the bay or the lake, whatever it is. You got lots of good golfing around there. I'm not much of a golfer, but I aspire to be.
That's a retirement plan.
And then you've got, like, I don't know, just the whole desert scene. Like, you got the Grand Canyon, which isn't that far of a drive away. You've got Las Vegas, which we mentioned we went to earlier. Not that far of a drive away.
It was really cool.
Nice, quiet little place. Yeah, I would say there. Havasu.
Yeah.
Something, off the beaten path. Kind of a sleeper. I think you'd like it too.
I probably would. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I thought I knew what my third would be, but I don't. I'm having a tough time.
It can be anywhere in the world.
I haven't really been that many places in the world. I do really love... I watch travel videos all the time because I'm obsessed. And I think I would absolutely love to go somewhere in the Mediterranean.
She watches Below Deck. It's not a travel show.
That's not what I'm talking about. I watch videos on YouTube all the time of people traveling, but I do also watch.
She watches Below Deck, Med. She loves it.
You saying I do? We do, honey.
I'm there.
We do.
I'm there. I do watch
really?
it because I'm there.
I remember when Carson was going to bed tonight, and
I
you're
don't
like,
put it on.
Really? You're like, oh, Carson's going to bed? Perfect. Below Deck time.
What are we going to be doing after this? Below Deck time. Get off me.
Yeah, I watch it. Just like The Bachelor.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
You can even say the Mediterranean. I don't care. I don't want to go there.
Okay, Mediterranean.
All
maybe somewhere in Italy, but honestly, I'd be good anywhere around there.
Italy, Croatia, Greece.
Croatia.
Yeah.
My grandma's from near Croatia.
I don't think the Philippines is...
My other grandma.
I know.
Oh, the Philippines.
All right.
No, I think I'll stick with the Mediterranean, but I do really, 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 really want to visit the Philippines. You were rambling on so long,
I forgot my answer.
Well, remember it. It's your turn.
Where was I going to go? I forget. I was going to go somewhere. I was going to be really cool. I have no idea anymore. I'm going to have to think about this for a while.
Jayden loves America.
No, it wasn't in America, I don't think.
Really?
No. It was...
Mexico.
No. Where was it? I have no idea.
How do you forget that?
I don't know. You were just talking for so long.
Well, you earlier.
I don't know. What was number 3? It was cool. It was somewhere really cool.
Banff. I don't know.
So we go to Banff.
Jayden. We get canceled.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. Let's just say Kenora. If I couldn't live in Kenora, I'd love to live in Kuwaitan.
Shut up. That doesn't count. We live in Kuwaitan.
Okay. I don't know. I was going to say something really cool. Oh, the Cayman Islands. I would live in the Cayman Islands. They sound really cool.
That does sound cool. We have a
3.
friend who goes there to visit someone in his family.
So I've got the Cayman Islands is number 3. I forget my 1 and 2 though. I've got
Arizona and Florida.
Havasu, Juniper, Florida, and
Juniper?
Jupiter.
You said Juniper.
Juniper.
Is that a place too?
Jupiter, Florida, Havasu, and the Cayman Islands.
Okay.
Those would be the 3.
And I had Cypress, Texas, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Okay.
Warmer weather all around. Let's go.
Yeah, anywhere but snow. We've seen that too much.
Yeah, I love snow. I love skiing, snowboarding, all of that. But like, honestly, I'd be okay living and not seeing it, and then just like going for a ski trip for a week. You know, instead of living in it and then leaving for a week to see nicer weather.
This is supposed to be a fishing podcast, though, so we're going to end it on something fishing-wise.
We're going to wrap it up for the week.
We talked about fishing for about 3 minutes in this whole episode, so I'm sorry if you have made it.
That's not true.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Okay, you're right. But that's okay. We needed to catch everybody up. It's been a while.
Okay. We're
Okay.
caught up now. We're talking about fishing. We answered some questions. I'm just going to tell a story about my week now.
Okay.
I went fishing with Jeremy on Sunday. It was the best day that I've had in a leap year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Of fishing.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Okay.
I
I got a better day yesterday.
No, I didn't. I caught a bigger one yesterday, but I didn't have a better day.
Yeah. Not as fun by yourself, I guess.
So Sunday, me, Jeremy went out, had a lot of fun, caught a lot of bass, caught a lot of big bass. They were just like, it was one of those days where like everywhere you went, it just seemed like that's where they were. I didn't have like a misstep in where I was going. You know, it happens a lot of the time. Like you think you're on to something and it's just like all of a sudden you hit a wall and it stops. That day it was just like kept going. We were on it. Yesterday,
Didn't want it to end.
Yesterday I went fishing. My mission was to go for walleye. I got a new camera, which we're filming on now.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
But I kind of messed up because I didn't know the settings or how to play with the settings very well. I do now, hopefully.
It looks good.
But yeah, went fishing yesterday, tried out the new camera, was trying out some drone stuff. So I didn't fish a whole lot, but when I did fish, the mission was for walleye, and it was surprising to me how many walleye that I caught without. I only caught 2 that were under. So Lake of the Woods has the new regulations where you can only keep 43 centimeters and less. The area that I was fishing, I probably caught like 30, 35 fish throughout the day, like walleye throughout the day. I only caught 2 that were under. The rest of them were between that 44 centimeter mark and, you know, like 25, 26 inches. Which is great. Like, it's cool to catch good medium-sized walleye like that, but it was just like, I don't know, it was a little defeating because I was trying to catch 4 to bring home, but I couldn't.
It's okay. The 2 fed us just fine.
We ate them for dinner tonight, but it was good.
It was good. We
but
baked
then,
it.
yeah.
Didn't even fry it. We baked it in the oven.
We were being healthy. But the other cool thing that happened, caught a 4.75 largemouth, which is basically a 5-pounder. You can round up. And then I got a 399, which also you can round up to a 4.
I'll give you that one. I'm not going to give you the 475 being a 5.
Yeah, but it was fun because I got to throw a jig at a tree and I smacked them both in the face. No, the big one I caught on a drop shot. The 4 I caught on a jig though, so I hit it pretty good. Felt like a man.
Good for you, Jayden.
And that was it. Yeah, so I caught a bunch of walleye. Yeah, it's just like a whatever day. Sunday was fun.
Yeah.
I guide on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. First actual guide day of the year. Oh, you know what else happened? I got batteries. I got some batteries. Lifetime batteries.
Let's talk about those for a second.
I'm gonna leave for a minute. You keep them entertained.
Okay, I don't have really... Oh, yeah, okay. So I've been out fishing more times this year than I think I was all of last summer, which so far is like 2 or 3 times. But Jayden's back, so here we are.
We got lifetime batteries.
We got mail.
We got a box with a battery in it. I'm going to take it out.
Don't break my computer.
Put this over here. There we go. That's
Beautiful.
it.
Look at this cute little battery.
Right, lifetime batteries. This is a 12 volt, 50 amp hour. Just a cute little thing.
That's so cute.
It weighs nothing. I can hold it in one hand. But I put 4 batteries in my boat. So this is a smaller one, just like an extra thing that I'm going to use in a kayak or something like that. But I'm out of wind. I'm winded.
It was easy to light and easy to...
It is. I'm just out of shape.
Yeah, that's actually pretty light for a battery.
So I put 3 100 amp hour batteries for my trolling motor, so it's like a 36 volt system, and then I got one really big, it's a 280 amp hour
it's huge
battery, 12 volt battery for the back, so that powers like all of my electronics and everything, along with the big motor. But it's amazing. I've used it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now in the boat now. And the biggest takeaway that I have from it is that in my old batteries, the AGMs that I had, weighed a ton. But the biggest thing is that after the full day, let's say on the trolling motor I would have on like 10 power by the end of the day. Like I would have to have it on 10 power because the batteries were getting weaker. And as those batteries get weaker, the amount of power that they're able to output is weak. With lithium batteries, you're getting that 100% power all the time until it's like dead. You'll get 100% until it's at 0. So I don't have to adjust the trolling motor. Like I'm still running on 5 or 6 all day long rather than having to put it in 10 at the end of the day and only get half power. The other thing with these is that Lifetime is a cheaper brand, which is awesome.
Not cheaper, less expensive. It's not cheap.
Well, cheaper, less expensive.
Cheap sounds like it's a cheap battery. You know what I mean? It's not a cheap battery.
Gotcha.
It's a more affordable battery.
Yeah, so it's on the more affordable side, which is awesome. They still have a 5-year warranty. They hooked me up with these batteries. That's why I have them.
We wanted to show you guys.
Wanted to show you guys what they're all about because it's very nice of them to partner with me for the videos and they're awesome. They've done everything I wanted them to do, and they are more affordable. So if you want to get into the lithium game, Lifetime is a great option.
And they gave us a discount code.
Yeah, so use Symonds8 off on the Lifetime website.
We'll put a link below.
Link it below in the
YouTube channel.
And if you're in need of a replacement, or if you are thinking about upgrading your boat, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars, let's say, to upgrade with the regular lithiums that you might have had on your mind already. You can upgrade with one of these or two.
Great price to begin with, and plus with using our code, you get an additional how much off?
8%.
8%. So,
but they do have some really good discounts going on right now that you can stack that with, and it makes it like super cheap.
Yeah, everybody go upgrade your batteries.
Yeah.
We'll link it below, like we said. Thank you, Lifetime, for partnering with us for these videos and Jayden's season in general.
Yeah, so that's the other new thing that happened. Put those batteries in my boat. That's cool. They've been awesome. Went fishing a couple times this weekend. Gonna go guiding on Saturday. That's about all I got.
On Sunday, me and Maddie are gonna meet up so that we can fish for the first time together to practice for the walleye tournament that we're in next weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too, actually. But yeah, that's coming up quick. We haven't fished together. I've been out walleye fishing. Really, I only caught them like one time, 2 times.
Do you know, like, have you gotten an email about what the rules or the regulations are for that tournament?
Yeah, I just haven't read it yet.
Let's open it. Can you find it?
Right now?
Yeah. I'm curious because I don't even know what the parameters of that thing are anyways. I'd like to see. Because it's like this year it's different because you have to have there's a pike that comes into play or something, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
So
I'm a little nervous about it, honestly.
So the women's walleye tournament is you either have to be 2 women in a boat by themselves in one category, or 2 women can have a boat driver, meaning that they drive them to the spot. They can work the trolling motor, but they can't give any advice or help in any way.
Yeah, so we're in the category with me and Maddie plus a driver, and the driver is her husband Sean, who is Jayden's buddy. Thankfully we got him to do it. Maddie's I'm not I'm not comfortable at all driving the boat to fishing spots and stuff. I could drive short distances, but I'm just I'm not that comfortable with it. Maddie could do it, but she still prefers that Sean help drive. So that's what we're going with, because that's what works for us. The only info about what you have is on Facebook, but you have to, because of the new guidelines for walleye, we have to get as close to the maximum of the size that we can get as 3 or 4?
43 centimeters is the max, so obviously you want to try and get to a 42 centimeter fish or whatever, but I think you can keep 3 unders between the 2, and then there's the one over that I think comes into play, but then there's a tiebreaker pike or something.
No, there's no overs, and that's why we have to get a pike this year.
Okay, let's look
I'm
at
pretty
that.
sure. I don't know. See, this
Right
is
here.
terrible.
3 walleye and 1 northern pike must be weighed in. No fish of slot size or season is to be photographed. Does that mean you can have 3 overs if you catch 3 overs?
No.
Sure.
No fish out of the slot size or season is to be photographed.
Yeah.
Photograph them on the app, which is how our weigh-in is. So it says you don't photograph anything that's out of slot size. So you can only have in the slot size.
Yeah, each person can keep a 27.5 or bigger, which is 70 centimeters or something, in the regulations. 4 tournaments. That's why they still have it.
Oh.
Promise.
Okay, well, I'm confused. But anyways, we'll figure this out before the 8th, hopefully. Let's get back to what we were going to talk about. Oh yeah, we weren't going to talk about anything else. We've kind of rambled for a while now at the end there.
Yeah, we've gone over everything we need to, I think.
We're going to wrap this up for this week. Don't forget to comment below, please, on YouTube, or send us a DM on Instagram at nwoutfitters.ca, once again, with any and all of your questions for us. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you at the next one.
See you next week.
I don't know why we did that.